Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Who you are, you already are it. You are it. So, if there is still a search or something like a non-evidence for one, the practice will not be to remove thoughts or beliefs. The practice would be to keep quiet. Because it's a bit like, okay, let's say I identify I am this body and it's full of layers of clothes. So the body you are already it. It's covered by clothes. But it's not that you are a cloth and then you reach the body if you want to see the nakedness of it, the obviousness of it. You just are the body, and if you don't pay attention to clothes, they just disappear by themselves. So this practice may give some taste of it, but it is very wrong because it gives the feeling of there is a movement, I am not it, and there is a movement where I can reach it, doing something. You are it. It's just about, if you need the obviousness of it, not to pay attention for a moment to whatever happens. That's my best suggestion, if I have any. Things dissipate themselves and reappears and dissipates. They disappear by themselves when you don't pay attention to it. You have not to try to remove. Now, if you want to make me speak a bit more, you have to ask. I may conceive that to hear this, you may need, you need probably to pass through so many things, as myself did. It's possible. But once you hear this, bye-bye. Bye-bye the journey. Enough. Now in this life, sometimes there will be an obviousness of it, means it's not covered by anything, as it was never in fact. But I speak of the life. Sometimes it will be busy, there will be things, happenings. most of the time, probably in time. But that's nothing. There is no law here, there is no sign that you are more enlightened or not if you have more time in timelessness. This is absolutely conceptual. Any experience you want to tell?
The other day, you were telling on the beach your moment when you told Master, this what Ramana lives. And he told you, don't bring Ramana here. And then you said something like, if I heard right, you said, it could have been the end of my search then, but I didn't take it somehow. And I took it with the mind and I turned it into experience.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on this? Or
Yeah, it's interesting, in fact. It doesn't happen so often in this journey where you really hear something which really strikes you. It's true. But looking afterwards, there are a few moments. And you are struck at that moment. Sure, I was like mindless suddenly. And shocked also. Shocked. I mean, what? Even Ramana cannot enter here. But then I was speechless, and I had this experience that I tried to describe. But you see, it's too far away to remember. But probably when my mind came back, I took it again for real. So the solid background I speak about was not yet fully solid. Because to take one thought for real is compromising. So probably I didn't see so clearly then, you see. Then what struck you, that moment becomes an experience. It becomes an experience in your journey. Maybe you are not exactly the same than before, but still you are taken by the mind. So, yeah. So it could have been, in that sense, if I was more vigilant or more absorbed by the indications of the Master in my mind, I would have reacted differently. I would not have made it a glimpse only. Yeah. Do you see that? Do you contact that?
Yeah.
But you see, you can say that even the first time I met him, I met the master, I had, let's say like that, but it's good to illustrate more. I had a huge glimpse. It was the fulfillment of whatever I could conceive, and I even asked, even what I cannot conceive, I want to live that. So, and yet look, immediately after, when he told me to leave, I felt, but I need him. I still need to learn. You see, the mind came back. And of course, I was not ready at all.
Would you say?
Sorry?
Because there was no background, in fact?
No background in my mind.
Yeah.
No background. And I think that's why it can happen that some people, out of the blue, let's say, have glimpses, but then they will say, oh, I am, let's say, cosmic consciousness, let's say like that. But after, since the life comes back, they see, oh, I'm no more a cosmic consciousness, I'm busy with the mind, but they don't know what's going on actually. They don't know that whatever rises is the mind. And comes from where, you see, you have to, it can come, there are exceptions, like Ramana, it was done at once, and a few others probably. But if it is the case, it's true that for a while we educate our mind towards neti-neti, or who am I, or simply trying to keep in quiet, trying to understand what it means, and all that. And having experiences, that's why I insist. Tell your experiences, you see. Because then you will see exactly yourself maybe while speaking, or I can point out to you that it is still a landing place where you place yourself. Otherwise, how you will know? Because the striking experiences often will tell, oh yes, I am that. Then we are often enlightened for a minute or for a while. But it's not it. It's an experience. Yeah.
I wanted to speak about this kind of experience, what was speaking now about. I have it also, and it was when I was 20, and it was my first glimpse. And once you already told me that if a real master would have been with me, I could have taken it, but the same happened to me. And I must say, since I every day still try to go back there, even if the problem now I have my solid background, even it's
Let
not,
us see if it
even
is solid.
no, I wanted to say, even it's, now I see it's not solid. But how to say, this kind of gate that opened at that moment is not opening now, and it happens.
It's not opening now because your mind translated it in a certain way, like not in these limited worldly experiences. Oh, I am vast, I'm the space, I am beyond, and so on. But that is the mind which translates, maybe directly, but still it's a translation of something it cannot capture. So you made an image that the truth is when I will be again like that. And what about when you are busy? What is it? The untruth? What is this? There is some confusion in the mind. You see, it's the mind translates an aspect of it, an experience of absoluteness, let's say. And the absolute is conceived because we know very well what is relative on top. So, freedom is not that. It is to be liberated from these confusions, from this fooling of the mind. The mind will always fool you. There will not be a single moment where the mind doesn't fool you, because he has no other way to express. He's expressing in duality. He's dual. So how can he contain what is uncontainable? He will always present an aspect. Sure, but it's an aspect, it's not it. I am not this, I'm not that. And at some point, that effort, that practice, you just leave it alone. You are exhausted, tired, or you are struck by the understanding that you are it, whatever you do or not. I say even the obviousness of it will come once in one's life, and it is enough. What will come afterwards is I am quiet. I'm not in my mind, I'm quiet. Experiences, but you know there are experiences. You are not running after something else. What a liberation, you see? But ask if it is not clear. I mean, that's part of having satsang. You see, it's like I am naked, my body is naked, but we are busy with different clothing. Oh, today I am light, I'm white. I am more true than yesterday when I put red or black. It's exactly what we do. We speak of something else. We speak of experiences. We don't speak of the real thing.
I don't want to interfere really, but it's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, it's beautiful. Hi.
It's interesting when I hear you talk about the solid background. It creates like a movement in that it's something to acquire. It's like it's
Well said. It's only in the mind.
the solid background is in the mind.
Sure. It's a bit like you train so well your dog that in the end, you know, by himself he will behave properly.
If only.
This mind is a monkey.
Yeah.
The wild monkeys are circus monkeys, many kinds.
And is that solid background knowing one's impediments to really not listening to the mind?
Well, he has a tool. He takes a few tools that he trusted because he had an experience which made him trust that, or like, you see, if you have, for example, again I speak of myself, doesn't matter. I had not so many, not that, because I hear often, oh, I got glimpses, as if it was so often. No. Years can pass, even to a serious seeker, where glimpses are not coming. Really. Okay. One confuses with experiences, objective experiences. Anyway, a glimpse comes, so you are struck. It's really striking, okay? Then it goes. This time, with the solid background, you know, if it ever goes, it's not it. It's not it. You need guts to say that. You see. Or you know very well, no, I'm not going there. If my mind translates in any way, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. That's what I call, and without compromise. Because what you are will never be an experience. So any experience of it, even the split second I speak about, it's because there is an experience in this body-mind. It's even not that. So without compromise, that's a solid background in the mind. But you see, it is so strong, it is so the fulfillment, it looks, of your all years of search and efforts, that you will be washed away by that. So the solid background means you heard it again and again, and you make it your weapon. Because don't think you will not be shaken to love what's going on. And to be confused again then. Well, today I'm very dramatic, but
Is it also as simple as this? Like when I hear you talking, the mind presents a question, which I can present, or there's that recognition, it's a thought, and bas. Is it that simple what you're indicating?
it is. But you have to do it, because now you just speak about it. Yeah. It is as simple. Because you are it. You have not to reach anywhere. Is it not? It's not even simple. You are it. You have not to transform anything. It's because we have so many images about it. Big bang, enlightenment, and then so many images of people walking on this earth, like always ecstatic and laughing and bullshit, man. These are fairy tale. Fairy tale, okay, we can enjoy for a while, but then we grow up, And then we see, what a fake thing. What's going on here? But of course, I don't impose anything. Everybody stops wherever he feels happy. It is not my affair, and this is the freedom of everyone. But if you come to this kind of satsang, I cannot compromise. Yeah.
You make it sound so very simple on one hand. On the other hand, since I'm experiencing grief, life became quite a challenge to cope with that emotion, which I realize is in the mind, but sometimes it's overwhelming.
It is.
And then it's a matter of just being with that.
What else can you do? But you know, what else can you do? Mm-hmm. But you know that concerns the person, this body and mind. Mm. You have not lost yourself because you are deeply challenged in this body-mind.
Yeah, that's true.
For me at the moment, what would be an extra, which is throwing out or forget it or something. This is like a testimonies, the testimonies of and the comparisons, which I compare myself of with others or something. This is
that's killing.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will always be higher and lower, you know, in this life. That is life, comparing.
Yeah.
But who are you?
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, it's funny because I say, okay, don't compare. To know who you are, don't compare. But then you will become somebody making effort not to compare. And in this life you will fail, because at some point you will of course compare, since the life is only like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I say don't compare, for example, I don't address that to someone. It's just that what you are is prior, beyond, I have no word to express, so I say that. Comparisons, the world of comparisons. That it means. So what you can be struck, but not as a person, that demand to be free suddenly can take this shape to be struck. And then you see, oh, of course, in this world, it's only comparing, and this I don't need to change. I am what I am.
Yes, it's something also about the others. Me, and
Yeah,
I
sure.
and the others.
Yeah, sure. That's life.
Kind of
life.
thing.
That's the creation.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the other the testimonies are. Oh no, let's forget that. but shall I go in that express that about the testimonies? What I mean.
Let's see.
Okay. So this thing that this long searches and all the things what we have we can be like read or heard about stories that how long can be or whatever. So that makes me sometimes to dig if there is anything more to I don't know if
That's part of the search.
yes,
to question and
yes,
to
yes.
see if we are deeper enough, beyond enough,
Yeah.
and this and that prior enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of the search,
Yeah.
of the investigation.
Yeah. And now at the same time, somehow I know somewhere that all is mind. I mean, all is just the effort.
Honor that only. Honor
Yeah.
that. Just know that here I keep quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a very different direction, you see. For the world, you are always into this movement of transformations and so on. This is the movement of the time and space of the mind. It's a movement. And yeah. Let it be outer transformations, let it be inner transformations. It's the same. But here it indicates the background of it, if you want to define. From where all the movements rise and disappear. But surely, as we are born and educated, and the world is like this, we give full power to the mind, because it's the tool in the world. So we are so used to trust, or to at least play or manipulate or work with the mind. While for this unique subject, we have to leave it aside. Yeah. Just a split second, just a moment, to see what I am is not concerned with what the mind or the body presents. You need to see that once only, it is enough.
I would like to ask you if you, when you speak about the 1 second and the glimpse, So let's say you had a glimpse, sudden, powerful, and you cannot say that you didn't have it.
Yeah.
But already the mind describing something about it.
Yes.
And then you say you only need 1 second to see the true. Is it same as a glimpse that maybe, let's say, it lasts for some times until the mind came back and
sure.
it operate?
In glimpses, sometimes the mind appears very quickly, and sometimes it can take days.
Yes.
No. But it's the same. Because if the mind reappears with the same strength as you left it, then you make it a glimpse. It happened, it's not just here now. Because the description will be, for example, in other terms than what we know. And this, obviously, just now, I cannot exactly describe this way. So you think I lost it.
Yes, but if there is still something like you live from that moment somehow with this, even though the mind try to describing it and coming back to that point and try to want to have this again, and you know that it's...
But you don't need to get it again.
Yes,
you
yes,
are it.
Yes,
you are. No, but it makes a big difference. You are just are it. You are it.
Yes. And for example, the question is, in that period of the glimpse, what happened, I would like to know if that is also mind, even during the sleep at night. Then I was aware of the sleep and aware of adjusting like the body kind of molecules. Or
these are experiences which, because the mind got a shock, so we will present many experiences. You can even lose your balance, for example, and all that. But these are experiences besides, so don't look at them. They don't mean anything. It's just because you gave so much power to the mind that some reactions may be there. But it has nothing to do with what you are.
And is this including what you said now? Is this including the bliss that comes?
It includes the bliss. Yeah. The bliss will never stay as it is when, for example,
it changes. Yes.
Whatever appears, you see, no compromise. Whatever appears is mind, is the mind.
And if the life constantly presents something like a desire, knowing this.
Yeah.
No, knowing this is what,
It's life.
Yeah, it's life. Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
I feel compelled to share an experience from another teacher. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because it will kind of, I find it, yeah. So he was meditating for months with, I don't know what kind of monks, but yeah, just meditating. And at some point, he felt all this energy and it was incredible. And then he told a monk, "Oh, I'm experiencing this." And the monk said, "Put your hands on the ground." And immediately everything went away. He wouldn't allow him to have that experience.
But that's great.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's why.
It's exactly what I try to say.
Exactly.
In a more simple way.
Yeah.
Or go back to the monastery, still, Okay, 2 more.
Yeah. And I had a dream last night of you. And I don't expect a reaction, but I feel like I want to share. There was some interaction, and unfortunately I can't remember what it was. I think at some point I was saying something about playfulness, and I don't know. And then you looked at me very seriously, like, yes, you're immature.
You are getting matured.
I felt like we had a conversation.
Okay. You see, this maturity or immaturity, it's about the mind. The mind has still power. So, of course, it takes a few things. For example, in Satsang, let's speak like that. But not everything. So, in that way, sure, one has still to investigate. It means only that. I insist that all those words you see, even if they have some relative reality like immature and all that, it's all speaking about the mind. It's not about what you are, because what you are is resplendent just now also. So, but if there is still some confusion, something, but that can be seen at once too, or there is something too much here for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Last satsang, you you said, hey, come on, guys. Is there nothing to say? And anyway, it stuck with me for the last few days, unusually. So I've been contemplating that.
Yeah.
And so on one level, anything that's said is immediately not the complete truth. So for example, my current experience, there's a background of a kind of desire for greater and greater expansion. Yeah. So when those kind of moments arise, there's a kind of very natural expanding into greater greater spaces, let's say. But just in the description of that, already it's not quite true. As a limitation, that impulse could evaporate this second, and so I just wanted to express that.
Yeah, I'm happy.
There are many things to express, but in the absolute moment of expression, the limitation is there in the words and the description.
Right, you are right. It doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy that experience, but somehow you know now that it is just a translation. It's second-hand.
It's second. I mean, in a way, it's even difficult to describe. There's the limitlessness of awareness.
I agree.
Any particular specification of that.
I agree. That's why some experiences tell, but I cannot describe. And then it looks like, oh, it's written, or I hear, it cannot be described, so it is it. No. Some experiences, surely you cannot describe. They are so vast or absolute. But still they are experiences.
Yeah, I suppose what I'm trying to describe this kind of the background.
Yeah.
And so there's all the experiences. So let's say this kind of impulse for greater freedom and expansion includes negative things as well as, we could say, it includes the duality.
Yeah.
but in any description, even of that background impulse, is still after the fact of the awareness that it's contained within. So anyway, I just wanted to, I've been thinking about what you said last satsang, and I suppose it felt important just to say why it's difficult sometimes to express things because of the problem of language.
I know, but I'm very happy to hear that yourself denounce whatever comes out, you see. So it's for my happiness then.
Thank you.
Thank you. In that way, can I ask you, are you still searching, even if your mind can propose you here and there things, but are you really still searching who you are?
No, that dropped away quite a long time ago.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
I have a question about birth and death. Like my whole life, I know I will die. So from youth on, I said, well, what is this when I die? How much shall I actually get into this at all? Because it's all going to disappear. It's impermanent. When I see people around me that very close to me die, I see again, like life just, when it happens several times, I see life just goes on, everybody goes on in the car, in the bicycle, things just go on as if death is not there. Mm-hmm. And yet it's there continuously. It's the only thing that one knows is definitely going to happen. What I see Krishna Arjuna, he says, kill your family, go, it's war. Is this birth is already death? Death is there in it. It's so. Yes. What is it?
They are married. It's a good couple. Oh. So what more do you want to know?
What I want to know is this impermanence, this absolutely knowing it's all gonna go, and yet
we do as if not.
Yes, and we do as if not.
That's life. That's the life. We forget.
We forget?
Most of the time, sure. It was a tactic with the Christian monks to put a skull on their desk to make them remember, in case they forgot, that they are impermanent. But then what? What comes after this consideration? What is the investigation? What is the mystery to solve? One has to see what dies, no? What is dying? Or better, dying is not happening, that's why we can consider it. But what is born then? That has happened, so what is born? Even when you sleep every day, You don't know if you are born. It's only in the mind, when it is active, that there is birth and death. This is part of the investigation, you see. But am I this body? And then you hear whatever you can describe or whatever can be cut from you. There is still someone. I'm not this body, in fact. It goes on changing also all the time, and still I don't confuse myself with you. Unless I was in the mental hospital. So, and what about my mind? It goes on transforming itself, changing itself, getting different experiences, same with emotions. So what is it that it looks permanent? What is it? Is it what I think, this body-mind? As a manifested being, I belong to objects. Myself is an object, and we identify with all that, with our circumstances and all that. That appears, that's what appeared, that's what is born. And what is it that can consider all those things? Can speak about as if it was an object? What is it? So satsang is just to remind oneself about that, that's all. So you will never know that, but you will be quiet in knowing that you are it.
I am in a state, in a big doubt about what am I doing here? What?
Can you drop it?
Not yet.
You're so attached to it, but it makes you suffer. Any answer will not bring you anything more than another doubt.
What? Sorry, I don't understand this.
Any answer to your doubt will be a platform to another doubt.
Yeah.
So drop the doubt. At once, you see, it's a cut laser operation, cut, bas. Drop the doubt.
I still have to ask that, does it not help to see where I am? Where I
see where
landed?
you are in the doubt.
Yeah.
It's so clear. Drop the doubt. Drop the platform.
How?
How is part of the doubt. Is part of the platform. Don't go to how. Just drop it. Just drop it. Just drop it. It's poison for you. It makes you suffer. It makes you search. The answer will not be by searching. Make it short. Just drop.
I just feel it's a grip.
Be stronger than the grip. Ha! You do like this. Otherwise, this mind will invent anything to keep you. That's what I speak of guts. You need guts. This time, no. It will not by drinking honey that you will get it. It's no. Not this time. Enough. I am not going to listen to my mind. Only like that, I tell you. And how you get guts? I need to free myself before I die.
I'm still a lot in my mind occupied with the theme of reincarnation and karma and the meaning in it, or whether to disregard it or to really understand it and then not consider it anymore, or it's...
How can you understand this karma? It's not in your hand. Things happen, and sometimes you understand, sometimes you really don't. And it will stay like this. Yeah. It's not meant to be understood, it's meant to be experienced. You cannot do otherwise.
But am I supposed to get rid of it? And
you can't by yourself. You just, it takes you that you want or not. It's glued to your birth, and we don't know what is glued. It just shows up during this life, personal life. It's exhausted, or it disappears by itself, or whatever. You see, all this lila, this display of frustration, fulfillment, exhaustion, and whatever. This is a personal life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, by understanding which you will never do it fully, you will not solve anything. Because anyway, if it has to be there, it's there. If it has not, it will not be. You don't know in advance. So that concerns the person.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
and it will not help you to know yourself.
Yeah. It seems that where there is this hook that comes again and again, it's if I hear a sentence like be freed from it, or be freed from your karma, or no more incarnation, and these sentences, and then I pick it up and I mix it.
Okay, but you mix it as personally, I will be freed from my karma. It's not a person which becomes free.
Yeah.
So those sentences are pointing out to what is not manifested. There is no karma. There you are freed from karma. It's not happening in the manifestation.
Yeah. Now I think I can leave it.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
It's already left.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much.